Hi, I'm Brandon, and I'm going to do something a little different today. I decided to try doing one of these tier list videos. I'm going to rank the Predators. I've seen other people do similar things, and this is my first time doing these ones. I just downloaded the app and I'm learning how to use it, and I decided to stop delaying and just jump into it and see how it goes. I have no idea if it's going to be any good or if I'm even going to upload it, but I guess we'll find out. So I'm starting this one off. I'm going to rank the Kentucky 7, which is not going to be any easy feat since we have some of the most despicable predators out there, and I have to rank them from basically best to worst. So obviously, I should get out of the way that if I could, I would put them all at number one. They're all horrible. But I've kind of made a decision that there can't be any ties. It has to be one to seven. So definitely no easy feat, but we're going to try, or I'm going to try. Holy cow. So I guess let's start with a hard one. Who's going to be at the bottom of the list? Who's going to be the least worst predator? And I guess for what I mean by least worst, I don't know if like most dangerous, I guess just most predatory. We could go from the angle of like who just pisses me off the most, because that might be different than the most dangerous one, but I'm going to go like who is the biggest predator. This is so hard. And I guess, like I just said, the guy that pisses me off, one of the guys that pisses me off the most is probably Michael Patterson. But is he the least? Well, I'm gonna put Richard Watwood as the least. It could be because he didn't have a actual talk with Chris Hansen. I'm not familiar with his chat log. I just did a commentary on his interrogation, and he didn't really talk to police. Basically, the whole interrogation was just him and Dudinsky kind of chatting about hunting and heart attacks and fitness and other unrelated things. So maybe it's just because I don't know a lot about him that he doesn't seem as bad. I think he got the worst prison sentence of them all. So obviously something he did was bad. But just from my knowledge of them, I'll probably have to put him here. Granted, I'm familiar with Lauren's chat log, but not so much the other guys. Once I get more familiar with them, I might redo this and kind of see if my views have changed. But I'm just going off the knowledge I have of them now. So, got him at number 7. Michael Patterson, I'd probably have to put him at number 6. He's obviously terrible. He drove very far, and just the fact that he's like a scumbag wannabe fake cop, and he also just like stole money when he got like a credit card in the mail that wasn't addressed to him. Then he racked up a bunch of money on it. Like he's just those things aren't as bad as obviously what he was caught on to compared to what he was caught on TCAP for, but compared to some of the other guys, I don't think he's as bad. Ooh, okay. So now we're getting down to the all stars here. I'd say number 5. I might have to go Travis Fowler. Actually, I don't know. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go Jeremy Todd West. I think. Yeah, that's a hard one. Like there's all so bad. It just feels so wrong to put any of them into anything but number one. Or somehow I'm being lenient with them by giving them a lower ranking here. But yeah, I think Jeremy Todd West. I think Travis. Oh God, yeah. See, Travis Fowler had bad stuff found on his computer. I don't want to say it here because YouTube's been giving me trouble, but we all know what that means. So yeah, Jeremy Todd. Obviously, he is terrible what he intended to do. But if I had to, I might have to put him here because he might. I don't want to say he's going to be redeemable, but some of these other guys just seem like they're unrepentant compared to him. I guess I have to put him there. See, Travis Fowler I was going to put here until I remember what they found on his computer, because technically he sounds like he mostly does his activities, his pleasuring and being pleasured activities with other adults, which is fine. It's just this time and the other time in his history, so definitely more than once, he's done it with someone underage, but doesn't necessarily mean he seeks them out like I think, say, Lorne and these other guys do. But when you find out that he has stuff like that on his computer, that means that maybe that's not entirely the case, and maybe there's a lot more that we don't know, and even just him having that material is horrible and makes him one of the worst. So maybe John Wesley Elliott. Maybe like John Wesley Elliott he's obviously just a vile, disgusting human being, but he's also less of a threat than Travis Fowler, the Lurch guy. Like Travis is just a enormous, kind of scary looking guy, and even just the way he kind of got up and tried to like hug the decoy and stuff, Casey, like he just seems like the kind of guy that wouldn't take no for an answer and would just force himself on someone, and they wouldn't be able to resist because of his enormous size. So like he's not only like a sexual threat, but he's just a physically imposing threat. He's just a big dumb guy with no morals that just makes him very dangerous. Obviously, these other guys have no morals, but these last three guys we have here, we got a crippled boy, as that wrestler guy puts it. Basically, we got a guy with cerebral palsy who's not really much of a physical threat, and then Lorne, who's just a smaller guy, and he's not any more physically threatening than just your run-of-the-mill average middle-aged guy. But Travis Fowler is just a big, scary guy that I don't know. There's something about him that's kind of frightening. So John Wesley Elliott, as much as he pisses me off, just really, really annoys me. I don't think he's as bad. I can't remember if they found anything on his computer. I think Dustin McFetridge they did, but I'm not sure about Lorne. I'm not sure about these other guys. I can't really remember. So, like I said, I'm just going based off of what I know here. Damn, this is harder than I thought. See, Lorne, it's kind of hard to tell with Lorne because obviously he's a menace of some kind, and it's not the big time he got caught for was not his only time with an underage person. But he's just such a fool, and he's such a celebrity in the TCAP world that I think sometimes people, maybe even including me, we kind of lose track of just how dangerous he is because we're laughing at him so much. Where actually he's a pretty dangerous guy. However, I don't know. I haven't been following any of his recent stuff, like all the catfishing stuff. It just doesn't interest me so much. So I don't know if he's still up to his old tricks of doing this kind of stuff, or if he's mellowed out and gone straight, so to speak, in more recent years. Whereas I know Dustin McFetridge is still constantly in trouble. And I think I read that Travis Fowler was also arrested. I don't know how recent that is. Apparently, like he's not supposed to go. As part of his punishment, he's not supposed to go anywhere near schools or anywhere where children congregate. But he was caught. He was arrested because he went to some sort of like some sort of school event. I don't know if it was like a Christmas play or graduation, or he went. I don't know if it was like his girlfriend. He went to a school for some reason, and got reported, and he got rearrested. I don't know if that might have been like years ago after TCAP, or it might have been the last few years. I can't remember. I just read that, and might have been on his wiki page or something. So he seems to be not being able to follow the rules. But then again, Lorne has been rearrested many times, but I don't think it was for actually causing harm to anyone. It was just for being drunk or failing to graduate from his sex offender course, that kind of thing. So, as much as I hate to do it, when I went into this, I was honestly, like, when I first had this idea, I always assumed I was going to put Lorne at number 1. But now that I think about it, I might have to put him at number 3, which leaves Dustin McFetridge and Travis Fowler. So I'll probably have to go Travis Fowler number 2, and then, let's put Dustin McFetridge at number 1. Just because, Dustin McFetridge, while he's probably the least physically scary, he's just a liar. He's done this repeatedly. He's been rearrested. He makes excuses. He had horrible stuff on his computer. He went to prison for quite a while and still didn't learn his lesson. And even while in prison, he pretended he was the victim. He'd petition the judge to get released early, and if he said no, then he wanted a walk-in jacuzzi in his jail cell. And he's just a bad guy, and apparently he's been rearrested fairly recently for chatting up teenage girls in a video game store or something like that. Like he just doesn't learn, and he just thinks he's like the victim because of his condition and everything, and he just He's an outright predator, even though to look at him, like it says in his segment that I think Casey even says you might have sympathy for him looking at him because of his cerebral palsy and how he walks with a cane. However, when you read his chat log and you know what he's like, he's just an absolutely vile human being that no kind of physical condition you have justifies. So he's probably the worst. So yeah, ooh, that made me feel dirty to do this, just to have to like rank these guys and somehow say that like, so we got just scumbags like these guys at the bottom, like here. That I wish I could put them all at number one. I should just change these all to one here because they're all bad. But if I absolutely had to, this is the order I would put them in. I'd be interested to know what other people think. I have a feeling that everyone probably shares my opinion that all or most of them should be at number one. But I think people might put John Wesley Elliott number one or Lorne number one possibly. So yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think your order should be. Maybe I'm completely way off base with this. And yeah, let me know if I'm not sure if anyone's going to like this kind of video or not. So I'm just going to do it and try different things and see what people like. So if you want me to do another one, let me know. And I will see you guys next time.